So according to God, for the husband to be the head of the wife means that a husband lovingly sacrifices his life to lead his wife for her good. That's what it means for the husband to be the head in marriage. It means for husbands to love their wives. How? As Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. That is quite a statement. The Bible says, husbands, look at Jesus on the cross and love your wife like that. What does it mean to be the head in your marriage? It means you get to lay down your life for your wife. And then, this passage says, wives, submit to your own husbands as to the Lord. So also wives should submit in everything to their husbands. So for a husband to be the head in marriage means that a wife respectfully submits to her husband's loving leadership. And I use the language here very intentionally, respectfully, because that's the word God uses specifically later in this passage. In verse 33, if you look down, it says, let the wife see that she respects her husband as the husband loves his wife. And I use the word submits because that's the word we see twice in this passage. And I so wish we had more time to camp out here, because I know many of you in your minds may be going in all kinds of different directions, particularly if you've never heard this before, and you're wondering if this picture of leadership and submission is unhealthy or demeaning or oppressive or abusive or misogynistic or any number of other things based on what this sounds like or how you've seen a text like this used. But I just want you to know that if any of those words, if any of those pictures are in your mind right now, that is not at all what God is saying. Like, look at the comparison here. The relationship between a husband as head of his wife is comparable to Christ as head of the church, his followers. And mark it down, Jesus does not oppress his people. He does not abuse them. He does not demean or devalue them. Jesus lifts them up. Jesus' leadership of his church as head is for their good. It's perfectly for their good. Now, obviously, no husband is perfect like Jesus, but God's design is good. It's very good. I've always put it this way. I've never met a wife who didn't want to respectfully submit to a husband who was laying down his life every day to lovingly and sacrificially lead and serve her, support her, and help her to thrive for her good. So any problems or abuses that arise here are because of husbands and or wives going outside of God's good, distinct design for marriage. The problem is not with God's design.